Now the South Island in New Zealand is about the best place on earth for a good road trip. But doing it in a fast car that can handle the corners is a lot different to a dirty old Hilux, especially when there is roadworks from one end of the country to the other. So I said goodbye to my pony and headed off on the big drive up north. Yeah, g'day. My name's Pete. I'm from a place called Frankston in Victoria, Australia. And over the last 20 years, I've had a hell of a lot of adventures. And to be honest, most of them I probably should never have even made it back from. But I'm still here, and there's one place I keep coming back to, and that's New Zealand. Absolutely love this place, and the people are just its greatest asset. I love my hunting and fishing, and I've worked as a hunting and fishing guide the world over, and also as a military contractor, a bit of time in the army, and just a general sort of adventure dude. But it's about time I shared a few of my adventures with the internet world out there. Now, I've got to warn you, I'm not politically correct, and the videos do contain hunting scenes and quite a bit of swearing. So I hope you enjoy them all the same. Cheers. So the Manawatu, beautiful place. And as the sun came up over the river, me and Hamish, we headed through private land to hunt a bit of public land along the banks of one of the major rivers in the area. Now the Sambar deer here are pretty much stuck in a very narrow corridor between the farmland and the river. And as a result, they can sort of concentrate quite densely in a few patches. Now one good thing about the Sambar is if you use your scent right, you can lift them up and they'll just sort of mooch along in front of you and hopefully give us a chance at a shot. But the weather sucked.
Absolute pissing of rain. There's deer all around us. And yep, pretty intense. Let's get the wind up our ass, which sucks now. But fucking stinks to high heaven of deer in here. And you can see why we're having just a few little issues. Cool, so we're rolling? Mm-hmm. Cool. We're lucky enough to get some access through private land to the public land here. We're on the banks of one of the rivers in the Manawatu, I'll leave it at that. 1:13, we got here at 6:30 this morning. We've worked really hard. We've seen about 6 or 7 now. Yeah, probably 6 or 7 deer. But if you just pan around, you'll see what we're in. Yeah, it's not the easiest hunting. It's absolutely pissing down as well, which doesn't really do us any favours. But this guy made a mistake. Basically, we're using the Rhino GPSs. I don't know if you've seen this before, but I swear by them. We can update on our GPSs where each other are. So hunting in this dense stuff, it really reduces the chances of accidentally shooting each other. But basically, Hamish and I have been using each other to push wind through gauze and toy and other stuff to try and lift the deer up and out. So knowing exactly where he was, knowing where the wind was going, I was able to get round on a flank, and basically we always try and do like an L-shaped ambush, so someone can shoot this way and someone can shoot that way. And I was fortunate enough to have Hamish lift this stag that's recently cast, and it just paused for a split second about 10 metres away, and the 180 SST did the rest. And it did manage to get away. It got like, what was it, 35-40 metres or so?
Yeah, around about.
And not a drop of blood. Not a drop of blood anywhere. But yeah, I wasn't sure if it was a hind or a stag to begin with. It was very close and it all happened very, very quickly. I had a sneaking suspicion it was a spiker actually, but now that we see it's just cast its antlers, which is a good thing. We're gonna head skin the animal. And the fact that it's got intact ears, no big rips in it, it's going to make an absolutely fantastic head skin for someone. So So that'll be in the freezer this afternoon. If you want a head skin, email Muddy Waters or Onward Hunting. But yeah, pretty happy with that. And I'll be honest, that animal actually really tested me. Really tested me. Anyone that's hunted Sambar in the Manawatu will attest to the fact that getting an animal your first time hunting a new area is pretty reasonable, especially given we've seen 7 and we're on the public land. So cool. I'm gonna put that camera away.
Some days hunting it's freezing cold, other days it's hot as hell, and quite a few times I've just ended up somewhere I really just didn't want to be. So how do I cope with it all? Well, I just think about where I want to be, and I think about the great story I'm going to have to tell with a mate afterwards, and I just think about good times. Another thing I like to do is I like to laugh at the situation. I like to have a good laugh at like where I was once and where I am now, and it always gets me through with a smile.
So right now he's in the same predicament that I am.
Am I filming a child-appropriate video?
You need to fill freezers, and there's no better way to do it than with moose meat.
So,
The other thing is,
end of a long day, very successful today, I might add. I'm trying to dry my clothes before the next hunt, which will be
get there, it's like I might as well not even have
probably be Seeker. We're watching Meat Eater.
I like this better than what I thought.
It's sexier than I thought it was.
Look at this bloody legend, eh?
Oh shit. Roast.
That'll do. That'll do.
So we take the rest of the day to get a feel for our surroundings.
What a shit hot day.
That looks like just amazing moose country. Should go blast that quick.
Well, it was great to take an animal with Hamish there, and we both felt it was appropriate to actually donate the head skin to the owner of the property that allowed us access. He shot a great stag a few years back and wanted to mount it, so just worked out perfectly. See you next week, guys.